They say hotels never really sleep, but that night, something in my room was wide awake, and it wanted me to know it. It was a business trip. Nothing unusual. 3 days in a small-town hotel outside Denver, a mid-tier chain with beige walls, old carpets, and that faint, sour cleaner smell every traveler knows. I tossed my suitcase on the chair, didn't bother to open it, kicked off my shoes, and collapsed face down on the bed. I checked in late, around 11 p.m, too tired to even unpack. I just wanted to sleep. The room was standard. Queen bed, TV, desk, small closet near the door, one of those with folding slatted doors. I sat up, groggy, heart thudding. Knock, knock. To quick taps. Not from the hallway. Not the room next door. It was coming from inside my room. For a moment, all I could hear was the soft hum of the AC unit and my own breathing. Then, I don't know how long I was out before I heard it. Knock, knock. Closer. I stood up slowly, every hair on my body alert. I stared at the closet, that thin folding door maybe 5 feet away. No light from inside. No movement. It was soft but unmistakable. From the closet, I froze, listening. Knock, knock. Louder this time. I told myself it was nothing. Pipes. She just nodded like she'd heard this before and handed me a new key card. The building settling. Maybe something fell inside. I hadn't even opened the closet yet. I sat in the chair by the window, heart pounding, watching the closet like it might open by itself. Just a hanger or two, the iron on a wall hook, and my own tired reflection in the full-length mirror bolted to the back wall. Still, I grabbed the TV remote like it was a weapon and approached. I reached for the handle and paused. Silence. I yanked the door open. From the closet, a gentle tremor like someone had tapped it from the inside. Empty. I walked over, the beam bouncing on the floor. My fingers brushed the cold metal handle. I shut the closet, locked the door latch, left the bathroom light on. I tried to laugh it off. At 3:13 a.m., it happened again. Knock, knock. I aimed it at the opening, expecting what? A rat, a person, a joke. I sat bolt upright in bed. Same rhythm, same spot. The closet door was shut, but this time, I saw it move, just slightly. Nothing else. I didn't sleep after that. At sunrise, I went straight to the front desk and asked politely, but firmly for a different room. The clerk didn't ask questions. Room for 123, different floor, different wing. It even smelled cleaner. No answer. I wasn't going to stay in that room. I grabbed my keys, phone, and wallet and left. I sat in the lobby for the rest of the night, nodding off under the cold stare of fluorescent lights and hotel lobby jazz. I felt better immediately. Shower. 8. Worked a long day. Told myself it was all in my head. That night, I got in bed early, hoping to catch up on lost sleep. At 2:41 a.m., I heard it again. Knock. To taps. I'd mostly put it behind me. Weird hotel experience, maybe sleep deprivation. Who knows? I sat up, throat tight. I hadn't touched the closet in this room either. It was still closed, still undisturbed. Knock, knock. I grabbed my phone and turned on the flashlight. Hands shaking now. And then, before I touched it, the door creaked, slowly, smoothly, like someone was opening it from the inside. It opened just a few inches, enough to see darkness. I backed away. My light shook. There was nothing inside, but the knocking had stopped. I called the front desk. The next morning, I checked out 2 days early. No refund. I didn't care. Here's the thing, though. A week later, I was back home. Then I got a call from the credit card company. They wanted to confirm a charge. Apparently, someone had used my card to book a room at the same hotel, same floor. Room for 123. The reservation had my name. My email. Everything. I never made it. When I called the hotel, they confirmed it. But here's the part that still makes my skin crawl. They said I'd already checked in. The key had been used. Twice. The clerk even described me from the security footage. Short hair, black jacket, rolling a suitcase. Only, I haven't been back. and I threw out that suitcase a month ago. I asked if the room was still occupied. She paused, then said, "No. We found the keycard yesterday inside the closet." I didn't know what to say. The woman on the phone, the hotel receptionist, sounded calm, almost too calm, like she was used to this kind of thing. I asked her to repeat herself. "The keycard was found." "Where?" I said, barely able to breathe. "In the closet," she replied, again, "tucked between the mirror and the wall. Housekeeping found it when they were doing a deep clean after the guest didn't check out." I felt a strange pressure building in my chest. Did the guest leave anything else behind? Another pause, then just a pair of shoes. Men's, black, worn down. They were damp, but over. The next few days, I couldn't stop thinking about it, obsessing. What if someone or something was watching me, mimicking me, booking rooms under my name? That word stuck with me. Damp. Like someone had been walking through water that wasn't there. I hung up without saying anything else. I didn't want to know more. I scrolled back to the night I stayed at that hotel. There, mixed in with junk mail and newsletters, was something I hadn't noticed before. I decided to check my email inbox. A reservation confirmation from the hotel, dated the day I left. It thanked me for choosing to return. Only I didn't. Just that? Worse, the email ended with a message I still can't explain. This time, "We hope you'll stay long enough to meet your neighbor in the closet. He's been waiting. Welcome back, Murdoch Carter. No links, no contact info." I didn't sleep that night. In every dream, I'm back in that room. The lights flicker. The closet door is always slightly open, and something on the other side is breathing slow and loud, waiting for me to come closer. I started having nightmares. I moved apartments a month later, changed my number, got a new credit card, but it didn't stop. Every so often, I get notifications of a reservation being made, always at that hotel, always in that room. Room for 123, and every time the name on the booking is mine. Last week, I received something in the mail. No return address. Inside the envelope was a hotel key card and a note written in slanted, unfamiliar handwriting. "You forgot this? You'll need it when you come back to finish checking in." I threw it out immediately. But some nights, just as I'm falling asleep, I hear it again. Knock, knock. 2 soft taps. Only now, I don't live in a hotel. There's no closet in my bedroom, just a wall. At least, there used to be. The knocking got worse after that. At first, it was just once every few nights, always around the same time between 2 and 3 a.m. Just 2 soft knocks, always from the same spot, the wall behind my bed, but never gone. And the more I tried to ignore it, the more persistent it became. But then, it started happening more often, night after night. Knock, knock. Sometimes 3 times in one night. Sometimes louder, sometimes softer. I didn't even think about it. I just started pounding at the drywall. The knocking was sharp this time, agitated, like whoever or whatever was back there was getting impatient. One night, it came while I was already wide awake, staring at the ceiling, terrified to close my eyes. I finally snapped. I turned on every light in the apartment. I grabbed a hammer from the utility drawer and moved my bed away from the wall. A contractor. I told him there'd been some strange noises, and I wanted to be sure there were no vents or old piping causing it. He scanned everything. He found nothing. My ears were ringing. I didn't sleep at all that night, or the next. I tore through the paint, through the plaster, until I exposed the wooden studs and insulation beneath. But there was nothing unusual. No hollow space, no hidden crawl area, just the standard wall. Tried to ignore the knocking. I even started sleeping with noise-cancelling headphones and a white noise machine. It helped. For a little while. It wasn't even near my bedroom. I stood there, panting, staring at the ruined section. And then from inside the wall I heard it. A breath. I couldn't. Room for 123. but the date was wrong. It said June 17th, 1996. Just one. Long. Shaky, like a sigh inches from my ear. Maybe your neighbors are making noise through the pipes. I stumbled back, heart in my throat, hammer slipping from my hands. The next day, I hired someone to check the wall professionally. Wall's normal, he said, of my old suitcase, of the closet door, slowly opening. I don't know if this is in my head, or if something followed me back from that place, no matter what walls I patch or what doors I keep locked. I don't have neighbors on that side. I moved my bed to the other side of the room, until the knocks came again, not from the wall this time, from the closet. The small hallway closet I never really used. Just a broom, some winter coats, shoes I hadn't touched in a year, knock, soft, insistent, coming from inside it. One night, when I finally answer, I didn't open the door. The next morning, I found a hotel receipt on the floor just outside the closet door. Faded ink, same hotel. I was 6 years old in 1996. Since then, more strange things have happened. Emails I never sent appearing in my sent folder, all addressed to the hotel. Calendar invites for a trip I never planned, titled check-in, room for 2 3 nights. Photos on my phone I never took. Blurry images of hotel hallways. I'm losing track of what's real. But every night, no matter where I move the bed, knock knock, it always finds me. And I know it's going to let itself in. And I won't be able to leave, just like whoever was in that closet before me. I started keeping all the lights on. Didn't matter if it was 2 a.m. or noon, every bulb in the apartment stayed lit. My electric bill tripled. I didn't care. I stopped going out. I stopped answering the phone. My inbox filled up. My boss let me go after I missed too many shifts. I didn't even fight it. What would I say? Sorry. I've been dealing with a haunted hotel room that's following me across time and space. Slow, deliberate scratching, back and forth, like they weren't in a hurry, like they had all the time in the world. The thing is, it's not just knocking anymore. A few nights ago, I woke up to the sound of someone dragging their fingers across the inside of the closet door, and I swear, I heard my own voice say, "Don't forget your key." That's when I knew I couldn't stay here. One of those places where the neon sign buzzes and flickers, and you can smell mildew through the paint. I packed what I could carry and left. I didn't tell anyone where I was going. I didn't go to friends or family. I just drove for hours. North. No plan. Just away. I ended up at a roadside motel in the middle of nowhere. I asked for the farthest room from the front desk. No one else checked in that night. I made sure. It was small, quiet, barely clean, but for the first time in weeks, the air felt still. No knocking, no emails, no breath behind the walls. I fell asleep to the sound of a fan and the low hum of the highway. But at 3:12 a.m., something woke me up. Crisp white, fresh. I didn't hear anyone approach. I didn't hear footsteps, just silence, and then it was there. The fan had stopped. The air was dead still. I opened my eyes and saw a piece of paper slid under the door. I turned on the bedside light and picked it up with shaking hands. It was a printed receipt. Guest, Carter M. Room for 123 arrival. Today didn't even look back. Sleeping in parking lots and rest stops. I can't risk staying anywhere with a closet. Can't risk sleeping indoors for too long. Departure, status, checked in below it. In the same slanted handwriting as the note from before were the words, "You can change the town," the locks, even the name on the card. But once you've checked in, the room remembers. I dropped the paper. I grabbed my bag. I ran out into the parking lot barefoot. I drove until the sun came up. Now, I'm living out of my car, public showers, diner meals. But even now, I still hear it. Knock, knock. Sometimes on the trunk, sometimes on the rear window, sometimes from the glove compartment. A few days ago, I woke up and found the key card again sitting on the dashboard. Room for 123. I don't think I left it there. I don't think this ends with me avoiding the room. I think it ends when I finally go back. When I go back and open the closet all the way and find out what's been waiting inside. Because it's not just a room, it's something older, something deeper, something that never checks out. I've tried everything. Burned the key card. It came back. Shredded it, flushed the pieces it showed up again, tucked inside my shoe. I left it on a bus in another state. That night, it was in the glove box, warm to the touch like it had been held tight in a clenched fist. I went to a priest. A real one, not some YouTube ghost chaser. I didn't even try to explain. I just said I thought something was following me. He prayed with me, blessed me, gave me a small wooden cross. The next morning, it was snapped in half, right down the center and left on the seat beside me. Pinned underneath it was another reservation slip. Room for 123. You are now 3 days past your check-in date. A penalty may apply. I screamed at the stars, at whatever was watching me. I don't know what that means. I don't want to know what that penalty is. Last night, I broke. I pulled off to the side of some forgotten stretch of road in the middle of nowhere and screamed into the dark until I was hoarse. I yelled, "What do you want?" And something knocked, not once, not twice, but 4 times, knock. Just confirmation. No rhythm. Like it heard me. Like it understood. And then, in the side mirror only for a second, I saw the reflection of a door. A narrow door, wooden old. Painted white, just like the closet in room for 123. I'm starting to wonder, but behind me, there was nothing but asphalt and trees. I didn't sleep that night. I just sat there, waiting for the sunrise to chase away the thing that wouldn't stop chasing me. But now, maybe this doesn't end with running. Maybe it's been about going back all along, letting it finish whatever it started, letting it show me what it wants me to see. So, here I am. I'm writing this from the parking lot of that same hotel. Yes, that hotel. The lights are dimmer now. The sign is cracked. The name has changed. But I know it's the same building, because I walked in and before I could say a word, the clerk slid a key across the counter. Didn't ask for my name. If this is the last thing I ever write, maybe it'll stop someone else from booking a room they're not meant to survive. Didn't ask for ID, just smiled and said, "We've been holding your room, Murdoch Carter. Closet's already open. Room for 123. I haven't gone up yet. I wanted anyone to know this before I do. But I have a feeling this story doesn't stop here, because the real horror isn't the knocking, or the closet, or even what's waiting inside it. It's the realization that I've been here before, that maybe I never really left. And now, I'm going to open the door, not to check in, but to finally remember what I forgot the first time. Whatever happens next, just know, if you ever hear knocks in the middle of the night, don't answer, don't move, and don't open the closet, because some rooms don't care if you checked out." I took the elevator up, 4th floor. The air changed as the doors opened still and dry, like the hallway hadn't been disturbed in years. The carpet was the same pattern I remembered, faded blue with gold diamonds. The lights flickered, just a little. Room for 123 was at the very end. The door was already open, just a crack, and even though every part of me screamed to turn around, to run, to never look back, I stepped inside. It smelled exactly like it did that first night. Old linens, stale air, and something else now like earth. Damp, unsettled earth. The closet door was open all the way. The light above it had gone out. I could barely make out the inside, but I knew it wasn't empty. There was a shape, tall, still, waiting. In my hand, the key card began to tremble. Then, the door behind me closed on its own. Click, and in the darkness, a voice I recognized whispered my own voice, "Finally, you're ready to remember." I don't know how long it's been. They found this phone days later, lying on the carpet in room for 123. The closet was closed again. No guest registered under my name. No trace I was ever there. Just one note left behind, handwritten and taped to the mirror. I checked in. I remembered. And now the room's waiting for you. So if you're reading this, If you ever hear a soft knock from the closet, don't open it, because it remembers me, and now it remembers you too.